Good morning, councillors. My time now says 10 o'clock on the dot. So we're going to start this meeting. Could I ask Councillor Johan Toy to start the meeting for us, please?
With pleasure, Speaker. Kom ons buig ons hoofde. Onse Vader wat in die hemel is, dis weer eens 'n voorreg om met gebed met U te kommunikeer. Here, U is nooit te besig vir ons nie. U is altyd daar. U sê, roep my aan in die dag van benoudheid. Ek sal jou uitred en jy moet my eer. En Here, ons kom vanmôre na U toe omdat ons U nodig het in ons lewens. Hierdie belangrike spesiale vergadering ook vandag wil ek aan U opdra dat ons die regte besluite sal neem sodat ons mense daar buite kan dien na die beste van ons vermoë. Here, ek wil bid dat U ons speaker sal seën, ons burgemeester, ons leiers, my kollegas, ons amptenare, seën ons dan vandag saam, is my gebed in daardie kosbare naam wat bo elke naam is, Jesus Christus. Amen.
Thank you very much, Councillor. And welcome I'd like to welcome the Executive Mayor, the Deputy Executive Mayor, the Chief Whip, the councillors, the aldermen, and the public, as well as the administration, to what is our last administrative duty for 2023 as councillors. And with that, I'm going to ask that Rosemary starts the roll call, please. Rosemary, would you go ahead, please?
Good morning, Speaker. Morning, everybody. Councillor Adams.
Good morning. Goeiemôre, guys.
Councillor Alexander. Councillor America. Councillor Barnett.
Morning, present.
Councillor Brown.
Morning, Rosemary, present.
Councillor Busak.
Goeiemôre, present.
Councillor Geraldus.
I'm present.
Councillor Clark.
Present, good morning.
Councillor Kuris.
Present.
Councillor Cronje.
Cronje present.
Councillor Dutoy.
Môre Rosemary, ek is teenwoordig.
Councillor Esau. Councillor E.D. Vegland.
Môre aan Roos teenwoordig.
Councillor R.G. Vegland.
R.G. Vegland present, good morning.
Councillor Fry. Councillor Gom.
Good morning, Councillor Gom present.
Councillor Greef.
Ja. Môre teenwoordig, Rosemary.
Councillor Gultik.
Councillor Gultik present, thank you.
Councillor Hani.
Good morning, Rosemary, I'm present.
Councillor Yankees.
I am on Christmas, thank you.
Councillor Jay.
Good morning, present.
Councillor Johnson.
Goeiemôre, ek is teenwoordig.
Councillor Kleinhans.
Goeiemôre Roos, môre kollegas teenwoordig.
Alderman Klitzinger.
Good morning, Miss President.
Sorry, just hold on a second, please. Could we please ask the councillors to watch their microphones?
Okay,
Councillor Murray.
thank you. I am present. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Kruger.
Good morning. I'm present. Thank you.
Councillor Lento,
Morning, Marose. I'm present. Thank you.
Councillor Losey,
Good morning, everyone. Councillor Losa is present.
Councillor Lau,
Good morning, everybody. Present, Rosemary.
Councillor Mankele,
Good morning, Councillor Manuel present.
Councillor Mbete, Councillor E.T. Majaka, Councillor F. Majaka,
Councillor Mdaka, very present. Thank you, Mama.
you, Councillor F. Majaka,
I am here. Thank you.
Councillor Brukuli,
Good morning and present. Thank you.
Councillor Namdele,
Good morning, Marose. Present.
Councillor Neetling,
Ek is teenwoordig. Rosemary, dankie.
Councillor Niaus,
Ja, is teenwoordig.
Councillor Tondini,
Goeiemôre almal, ek is tuis.
Councillor Peterson,
Goeiemôre teenwoordig.
Councillor Philander,
Goeiemôre almal teenwoordig.
Councillor Katana,
Morning, colleagues. I'm present. Thank you.
Councillor Kampi,
Present. Thank you.
Councillor Rooster, Councillor Rooster,
Good morning,
Councillor-
Rose. I'm present. Good morning.
Thank you. Councillor Cyphers,
Present, Rosemary. Present.
Councillor Summers,
Good morning, present.
Councillor Smart,
Good morning, colleagues. I'm present. Rosemary, thank you.
Councillor Snyman,
Good morning, Rosemary. I am present.
Councillor Standard,
Good morning, Rosemary. I'm present. Thank you.
Councillor Toto, Alderman van die Kerk, Alderman van Wyk,
Good morning, Rosemary. I'm present. Thank you.
Councillor von Brandes,
Present, Rosemary. Thank you.
Councillor Foster,
Good morning, present.
Councillor Wessels,
Present, Rosemary.
Councillor Windbine.
Goeiemôre, Rosemary. Present.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. And with that, I'm going to continue. Are there any applications for leave from the administrative side, please?
Chairperson, Speaker, it's Lauren Waring here. I'm acting municipal manager while Dr. Brooks is out of office. And then there's also an apology from Mrs. Moodley, who is on leave. And then Director Kuchlenberg is out for the morning, but Mrs. Moyman is in his place for the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chief Whip, did you receive any apologies for today?
No apologies received, Speaker, but there are some people who've indicated their presence in the chat box.
I must add that I received a message from Councillor Toto. I'm surprised he did not contact you, that he has a family problem, but I'll put that on record. Thank you. Okay, thank you. With that, I'm going to move on. Disclosure of interest by councillors, Schedule 7 of the Code of Conduct. Any declarations? I take it there's no declarations. I'm going to move on to item 3, matters of discretion of the Speaker. I have none. Therefore, we're going to move straight on to the items of the day, reports to Council. And the first item is 4.1, the finalization of the waste disposal agreement establishment of the Garden District Municipality Regional Landfill Site. And the first person to speak on this item is Alderman van Wyk. You have 4 minutes.
Yes, thank you very much, Speaker. I think Council will be aware that at last week's Council meeting, we indicated that this item had not yet been finalised, and therefore we had requested that this matter then be dealt at the Council meeting today. And as indicated, this is now the finalisation of the waste disposal agreement, a matter that has been under negotiation for a considerable period of time in relation to the Garden Route regional landfill site. And this matter has been through a number of iterations in terms of negotiations and attempts to reach finalisation. Some of the sticking points over the past month to 5 to 6 weeks has been in relation to the construction costs, where there was a 31 million rand escalation in construction costs before the commencement of the work by the contractor who needs to develop the site so that it can accept waste. What was eventually agreed with the Garden Route District Municipality was that they would then absorb the 31 to 32 million rand cost escalation that had come about, and through that they would then assume responsibility for the hazardous waste material cell, along with the disposal facility for rubber tires. That would then keep the cost at the same level for which the B municipalities had already obtained Section 33 approval in terms of public participation. The further outstanding matters which have been a bone of contention relate to 3 issues. Firstly, there is an administration fee of 10% that they were seeking, that the Garden Route District Municipality was seeking to levy on the capital costs, on the financing costs of the loan that needs to be entered into over a 10-year period to pay for this facility of around 300 million rand. And there's also, they wanted a 10% on the provision of rehabilitation costs plus operating costs. They eventually relented on the capital costs, the interest costs, and on the rehabilitation costs, leaving the operating costs for which a maximum of 10% levy could be levied. What has taken place in the last week or two has been the introduction of additional cost centres which they wish to insert over and above the operating costs. And that, if that was allowed, or we went ahead and approved it, it would increase the operating costs by a further 67%, which money would then all flow to the Garden Route District Municipality. So there has been a disagreement on this matter, and as being municipalities, we have not been happy to accept it. And accordingly, we have therefore, in the resolution today, we are limiting that to a maximum of the 10% admin fee on the operating costs, and we've tried to prescribe it such within our resolution. Then further, the next matter that is of concern, particularly to George Municipality, is whether the contractor who needs to undertake the work to develop the cell is going to be able to conclude this work on time and within the budget that has been provided. To the information that we have received is that there is a 14-week delay already within 4 months of starting construction, and that does not augur well. In addition to that, the indications are that the contractor does not seem to have the financial capability to conclude the work. The third item that is of concern to the municipality, Speaker, if you will indulge me, this is an important item before council.
That's fine.
And I believe council needs to understand. Apology, I didn't hear you, Speaker.
I said, that's fine. I understand. I just wanted to bring your attention to the fact that the time was over. May I continue? You may continue, Mayor.
Well, Speaker, I think it's important that council hears and understands what the issue is that they need to make decisions upon.
I understand,
the
Mayor. You may
third
continue.
matter, yeah, Speaker, you're interrupting my thought process. The third matter that is of concern is whether all of the municipalities will be able to perform their financial obligations and be able to meet those needs. So accordingly, the discussions that have taken place with the administration, we have therefore gone and introduced certain amendments to the resolution to bolster the present resolution. And those resolutions are then with A, that has now been bolstered, which has been placed in the chat box, which, as indicated, will then limit that 10% administrative cost. In H, we are cross-referring to the various clauses within the service level agreement, and we've numbered them, which then relate to where any form of dispute or risk or non-performance is being dealt with, and thereby also trying to put the obligation on the various participating parties, including the Garden Route, that those obligations need to be met. Under I, there is a clause that we've put in that we as a municipality are acting in good faith to try and protect and safeguard the interests of George Municipality and to ensure that there is an element of fairness and being equitable and transparency and in terms of cooperative intergovernmental relations. So we've included those within it, and as indicated, that is what I have accordingly proposed. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Mayor. The next person to speak on this item is the ANC. You have 1 minute, please.
Hi, Speaker. Pass, please.
Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly, Councillor.
You can pass, Speaker. ANC won't take part.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next party to speak on this is Councillor Peterson from the PBI. You have 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, morning. The mayor now went 3 minutes over his allotted time. I hope you'll have leeway for us as well. Thank you. The negotiations with regards to the construction of this landfill site, where the cost is now 31 million more. We as the PBI believe that this cost would have been taken into account when the tender was proposed by the proposed tenderer. Further, we as the PBI would like to know which municipalities still forms part of this agreement, because we believe one of the municipalities is not willing to sign the agreement, and therefore the portion of the George municipality will increase further. You say that the Garden Route municipality will absorb the cost, Mr. Mayor, through the disposal of rubber. This for us is a pipe dream at the moment, because we don't believe that everything will happen as you are trying to explain it to us. And then the construction cost, the operating cost that you are talking about, we hope that this is within the 15% that is allotted per tender. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor. The next person to speak on this item is Councillor Nkamile. You have 1 minute, please. Councillor Nkamila, you have 1 minute. Your time has started.
Engosi Somlob. Mr. Speaker, I just want to call you into order. You must refrain from threatening us when it comes to.
Councillor, I'm asking you to stay on the item, please.
Yes, but I have to call you into order because the
Councillor,
mayor.
I'm asking you to stay on
Viva,
the item,
Councillor,
please.
Viva.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, speaking on the item. We as EF take note of Ilanduza processes of this project. But we have a concern when it comes to intergovernmental Ilanduza affairs. We saw there as EFF Uguti there will be a material that will be imported or coming from Europe. We have a concern, what benefits will it have to this project? And we know and understand that the DA-led municipalities in the entire province now is starting to have a relationship with the Chinese. So our concern when it comes to that, we want to know what skills will this municipality.
Time, Councillor. Thank you very much. The next person to speak on this item is Councillor of the PA. You have 1 minute, please.
Thank you, Speaker. We actually wanted to pass this, but you know, there is a concern regarding the 32 million that is going to be extra, you know, on this, and it will bring budgetary constraints. In our opinion, you know, if it was supposed to come from us, but I heard the mayor say that it will be incurred by the Garden Route municipality. The other thing is on the 10%, I don't see that the mayor has put it in the chat box just because he mentioned that we will stick to the administration fee of 10%. The other thing is then from our side is, Speaker, we hope that you know, these contractors doesn't come with their own employees, and that the Garden Route will be looked at when it comes to giving work out. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Before we go to the last speaker, I just want to draw your attention to the chat box, item 4.1, which is the amendments from the Executive Mayor. Waste Disposal Agreement, Garden Route District Municipality Regional Landfill Site, amended resolution A to F as is. G, that the 10% administration cost should not be based on the capital cost of the project, the interest of the loan and the rehabilitation costs. That the 10% administration costs will only be applicable on the operating costs comprising such costs as determined in respect of the procurement services for the operation of the landfill site in the supply chain process, plus the budgeted costs listed under item 2.1 to 2.7 in Annexure C, totaling a maximum of 360,000 Rand per annum. That Council, while noting in H, that Council, while noting the risks that exist in regard to the contractor possibly not completing the project on time and within the tender price, and the potential risk of non-performance of payment obligations, however, recognizes the contractual obligations of the participating parties to act in the interest of the ratepayers of the participating municipalities, as set out inter alia in clauses 5.13, 7.3, 8.1.4, 8.1.5, 8.1.11, 9.5, 11.8, 11.13, 13, 20, and 21 on the service level agreement between the participating parties. And I, Council, recognise the efforts of the administration in acting in good faith to safeguard the interests of George Municipality in the service level agreement to ensure that a process of fairness, be equitable, and transparency is upheld in the terms of cooperative intergovernmental relations existing. H becomes J, that in the event of an additional municipality joining the project, the recalculation of the financial model will be done collectively by Gardenwood District Municipality and all participating municipalities. That is the amendments. I'm now going over to the last speaker. Councillor Jay, you have 1 minute, please.
Thank you, Speaker. With no further delays, I seconded the proposal of the Mayor. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor. The item therefore carries. We move on to 4.2, the amendment of the appointment made in terms of tender T/ING/1010/2020 in terms of section 1116(13) of the MFMA. The first person to speak on this item is Councillor van Branders. You have 3 minutes, please.
Thank you very much, Speaker. This item requests Council to approve an amendment to the appointment made in terms of the contract for the design construction of the micro-enterprise facility for small traders in Pakkelsdorp. When we received the R1 million grant from DLG, this went to the Section 80. On the 2nd of February 2022, the Section 80 approved that a consultant must be appointed for the design and construction of this facility. The Section 80 also gave 6 points that would cover the needs of the community, that this project is not just a random stalls, but a proper trading facility. These included water and electricity connections, a minimum of 6 shops that are lockable and enclosed for the storage and equipment of their goods, facilities for washing and handling food, toilet facilities for customers and business owners, street furniture and related landscaping, and cycle parking. The consultants then put a plan together as per page 96. This plan highlights the Section 80's input to show this is not going to be a small little canopy entrepreneur space, but a proper facility that the people of Pakkelsdorp deserves. Of course, this increased the cost of the project, so from a minimum of 6 stalls, it is now a facility of a minimum of 25 entrepreneur spaces. This will be done in a 4-phase approach to complete this unbelievable project. I do not believe it will be a problem for this council to approve this item to ensure Pakkelsdorp gets a phenomenal trading facility and not just stalls. I therefore propose recommendation on page 84A2E. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor. The next person to speak, or the next party to speak on this is the ANC. You have 1 minute.
You can pass, Speaker.
Thank you very much. The next party to speak on this is the PBI. Councillor Carolus, you have 1 minute, please.
Goeiemôre, Speaker. Dankie vir die geleentheid. Ons ondersteun hierdie inisiatief. Ons wil net vra dat daar asseblief groter deelname deur die Pakkelsdorp Business Chamber, die inwoners van Pakkelsdorp en die besigheidsmense van Pakkelsdorp moet wees, en dat ons net kan seker maak dat daar nie weer versteegde koste gaan kom terwyl hierdie projek aan die gang is. En ons wil ook dankie sê vir die geleentheid vir ons entrepreneurs, maar ja, ons moet waak en ons moet seker maak dat dit nie weer 'n wit olifant gaan wees, soos wat ons nou al heidaglik langs aan 'n wit olifant het van die ou toerismegebou. En ons moet ook seker maak dat die kostes nie opgejaag gaan word, dat ons besigheidsmense, entrepreneurs, nie hierdie projek of die geboue kan bekostig en dat daar nie besigheid gaan gebeur nie. Dankie, Speaker.
Can we have a translation, please?
Thank you, Speaker. Uthi ke bona bayabulela ngale initiative okanye ke ngalo mba uzisiweyo, futhi ke uyathemba into kubana izawubandakanya bonke abantu like i-business chambers zasePakkelsdorp nabanye abantu abanamashishini basePakkelsdorp ukwenzela uba kuzoxhamla wonke umntu. Futhi ke uyaqonda into yokubana le project ayizoba yi-project ezawuxhamlisa abantu abathile okanye kukho abantu abathile abafuna uba nenjongo okanye bafuna ubenefita bodwa, kodwa ke uyathemba into yobana wonke umntu uzawuxhamla. Uthi ke kodwa ke makayibulele le project, futhi ke nethuba ke ezawuthi idale ukuncede nokuphuhlisa uluntu lwethu lwasePakkelsdorp. Nkosi.
Thank you very much. The next party to speak on this is the Good Party. Councillor Lowe, you have 1 minute, please.
Dankie, Speaker. As Good Party neem ons kennis van item 4.2. Good Party wil graag vooruit gaan sien binne ons gemeenskap en spesifiek die inwoners van Pakkelsdorp. As Good Party hoop en vertrou ons dat klein besighede sowel as opkomende besighede in Pakkelsdorp bevoordeel sal word met hierdie inisiatiewe. Ons hoop verder dat dit uit sal brei na ander gebiede in Pakkelsdorp wat ook insluit Rosedale en Regenpark waar die werkloosheid vir baie hoog is. Verder wil ons beroep doen dat hierdie projek nie verpolitiseer sal word om politieke munt daaruit te slaan nie. As goed is ons nou eers versigtig dat hier kostes wat aan 'n konsultant betaal word, die gemeenskap beter kon benut sodat dit op 'n spesifieke manier aangewend word. Ons dink hierdie raad weet te min van die projek om net eenvoudig ja te sê. Al die raadslede is nie op dieselfde bladsy met hierdie projek nie. Ten einde verstaan ons dat die hoofdoel is om armoede aan te spreek en klein besighede en opkomende besighede in Pakkelsdorp te bevoordeel. Ek dankie Speaker.
Thank you very much. Can we have a translation, please?
Thank you, Speaker. Uthi ke thina njengabaxhamli basePakkelsdorp uyabulela kakhulu malunga nelithuba likhoyo livulelekileyo kubantu basePakkelsdorp kodwa ke uyathemba ukuba izawunwenwa ingahlali kwingingqi enye ifikelele Rosedale Regenpark zonke ezangingqi zabantu nabo izawufikelela kumuntu. Futhi ke uyathemba into yoba ayizuba liphulo lezopolitiko ukuzama ukutshintshela abantu into yoba mabajonge ukubana benzelwa izinto ngulo mbutho uphetheyo kodwa ke mabajonge into yobana njengethuba ezawuthi abantu babenefite futhi ke ingabhenefiti bantu bathile kodwa ibhenefiti bonke abantu. Kodwa uyayithemba ke futhi neprocess okanye inkqubo ethathiweyo ye-consultant ezihlawulelweyo izawuba yinkqubo ke futhi ezawuphuhlisa okanye ezawupolisa wonke umntu. Futhi ke uthi asingoceba bonke ababonisana ngeliso elinye malunga ke nale project kodwa ke uyathemba into yobana kuzawuthi kudityaniswe ngoba eyona main purpose okanye eyona njongo kukuthi kuphuhliswe abantu bakuthi abantu basePakkelsdorp futhi ke inwenwe kwingingqi zonke. Enkosi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paulus. The next person to speak on this item is the EFF. Councillor Camille, you have 1 minute, please.
Enkosi Somlomo kwakhona. Manike nithethe ngomhlamuzane vakakhe. Somlomo thina siyi-EFF siyayixhasa uphuhliso oluluzayo ke ePakkelsdorp. Kwaye ke sikhuthaza ukuthi malenzeke kuzo zonke indawo ezingqonge iGeorge iphela. So Somlomo thina siyi-EFF ewe siyalibona uphuhliso kwaye ke njengoba silixhasa nje inye qha iconcern esinayo kwicala le-consultation nokuya ephuhlisweni directly sinexhala lokokuba ingaba ezi zinto njengoba zibhalwe kakuhle apha ephepheni ziza kwenzeka na when it comes to implementation ukwenzela abantu bakuthi baxhamle ngokupheleleyo ze itender le ingabi namehlo kakufanele kuqashwe abantu abazokwenza uphuhliso ijongane nabantu abathile nanjengokuba sebetshilo ke oxabam kwaye ke Somlomo enye iconcern yethu imali engamandla ke ingathi ilalela kwicala le-consultation.
Time, Councillor, please. Thank you. Councillor, thank you. Your time is up.
Thank you, Speaker. The EFF is in support of this item, especially with regards to the development that is going to take place in Pakkelsdorp. Yes, we are in support and we encourage that this development does not only stick to one area, but it spreads to George areas as at large. But the main concern that we've got is with regards to the consultation. We hope that what is written in front of us and what is written on contract and on papers is what will reflect or is what will be implemented, because we don't want the tender processes to be focused on certain people, on certain businesses, but let the tender processes be fair so that it might not only benefit certain people, but we are in full support because let the development come to our areas as well. And then his time cut off. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next person to speak on this item is the PA. You have 1 minute, please.
Thank you, Speaker. Without wasting your time any further, we would like to concur with our previous speakers and especially from the opposition benches, and we would like to welcome this item on the agenda because we've been been vociferous in this meeting for quite a while to improve the quality, of our SMMEs. And we just like to refer to the PBI. Ek wil ook saam met hulle stem dat ons nie die ding onbekostigbaar gaan maak nie, Speaker, sodat ons SMMEs hierby kan baat vind, veral in Pakkersdorp. Ons is baie dankbaar daarvoor. Baie dankie.
Thank you, Mr. Paulus. Could you translate the last portion, please?
Yes, thank you, Speaker. Uthi ke ufuna ukungqinelana ne-PBI into bebesiyithethile into yobana singayenzi ke into yokubana ixabise phezulu okanye ibize ixabiso elikhulu ukwenzela uba ii-SMME zethu zingazukwazi ukwalifaya, kodwa ke uyathemba into yokubana izawukwazi ukufikelela nakumashishini amancinci. Nkosi.
Thank you very much. The next person to speak on this item is Councillor Roelofse. You have 1 minute.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody. Firstly, I would like to extend my gratitude and thankfulness to the Council for this project. Currently, as the Ward Councillor for Ward 14, Rosedale, Eden Park, as well as Oudorp, we have a program that empowers skills transfer for 30 organizations in conjunction with the Pakkersdorp Business Chamber. And this will benefit also not only Rosedale, Eden Park and Pakkersdorp, but the whole of George as well. So I therefore support this this proposal by my colleague, Councillor van Brandes. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor. That therefore that item carries, which brings us to the end of the open portion of this meeting. Councillors, I'm going to ask, I've been made aware of something. I'm going to ask that we close this session of the meeting and that we just let everybody that is not a councillor and that is not privy to the confidential portion be removed from the meeting. I just need to ask that we have a 5-minute indulgence. I need to speak to the Mayor regarding something that's just been brought to my attention. So we will resume at 22:11, please. Thank you. Councillors, I've just been asked that we extend the break to 15 minutes and we will then resume at 10:02 and not at 22. Thank you.